What's going on? What's going on?
What up, man?
Oh, man.
What up, man?
How you good,
I knew you was going to have something. I didn't know something.
What up, man?
What's up? What's good, man?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
Back at the crib.
Yeah. I have a question. How difficult is it to not get to go play golf every week?
You know what? That's a great question. I would say typically it's damn near impossible. But at this point, like every year when I start getting into football like mine, like when I get out of the season, I'm so ready to decompress and drop, like especially what I've been dealing with. But usually I'm like ready to jump straight into golf. And then once I get to that, I'm like not trying to look at no tape. I don't want to do nothing.
Right.
And then once I get in football mode, I'm not even like, I don't even feel the itch at all to go golf no more, bro. It's weird. It's like a scientific thing that happened with my body. And I just don't even really trip off golfing like that.
Hold up, limitless. Niggas to me, got pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Trust, limitless. Niggas to me, got pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant.
Well, the voice you hear, the face you see is Davante Adams. To me, future Hall of Famer. Los Angeles Rams now, wide receiver. This is Fred Taylor. This is Channing Crowder. I'm Ryan Clark. Pivot fam, thank y'all for pivoting with us on the training camp tour. Man, you know, I got an opportunity to chop it up with you this offseason. And the one thing that stood out for me was your excitement.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that was an opportunity to work with Sean McVay. I just talked to him on the field. I can tell you the feeling is mutual. What is it, Tay, that it excites you so much about this opportunity here with Coach McVay?
Just knowing what he's about. And I think we're backing it up. Just having, anytime you go against somebody enough, I think you develop a certain level of respect, whether it's another player, you know, somebody on the staff over there or whatever. You begin to develop a little bit of a respect or disrespect, depending on the situation. But I think in our case, I had just admired the way he functioned. And I heard so many different things about, you know, there's certain guys, like when I figure out what movie I want to go watch, like I trust certain opinions based off of who I'm talking to, or what we talking about. And there was a lot of people that I value their opinion a lot, and they had nothing but amazing things to say about him. And then you go around, you know, and then the idea of coming here started kind of buzzing. I mentioned it to a few people and talked to a couple of ex-players or, you know, current players, and it was just the same. It was a uniform feeling about him across the board. And I don't know if I've ever come across another person where it was that type of uniformity in relation to how they deal with people, the respect that they give, the respect that they get, you know, from everybody on the outside. So it was really a no-brainer, man. And then you look at obviously the football part. I mean, he's been a mastermind, you know, winning the Super Bowl. I mean, that's only a piece of it, but there's just so many things that you could really go down the list and say this makes sense. And I think we gel together.
You cut into about 3 of my questions. You said all I've been going through, because I had Vegas to New York to this. What you been going through?
At the end of the day, I speak because people would take the way I speak on my situation. Again, I say my situation because it's my own experience, which I would think that I'm at liberty to speak on freely, but that's not always the case, which I understand. Like, I get the Raiders fans, you know, feeling some type of way. You know, the Jets, I feel like it hasn't been as much sourness from them. Obviously, it was a lot shorter stint out there and went to go try it with Aaron, but just having not had the success that I became accustomed to in Green Bay, winning games, that type of feeling that comes with winning games, I didn't really have that for the last few years. And that starts to mess with your mental. And, you know, when you've been in this game for a long time like I have, I mean, I'm going on year 12, the money isn't what motivates me to play this game. You know, it's not all the things that you may have thought mattered to you. You know, money definitely matters in general, but in terms of continuing a 10-plus year career, I mean, I could call it right now if it was just about bread. We good on that. Mm-hmm. I'm in search of trying to win a Super Bowl, which obviously there's a lot of things that need to happen for that to happen, and that's never a guarantee. But when you come to a place like this where the foundation is set, the staff knows what they're doing, you know, the players are totally bought in. It's a young team and one of the most disciplined groups of people I've ever been around, to the point where it feels like a college or like a De La Salle or something like that. You know, this is a real disciplined football team, and obviously I hope we can put it on tape that way and show it all year. But just based off what I've seen, man, I've been blown away by this experience and what this can present.
There is dudes in this league, when you mention their name, or even when you're in the rooms in the media world that I work in, the word solid always comes up. Solid, great leader, good dude. That's what happens with you when people just talk about you away from the field. Your character was in question when the Raiders news broke about the trade and all those things. How difficult was it to have people speaking on you personally that didn't understand what was going on with you in Las Vegas?
Yeah, well, I mean, I see that still right now. And it hurts because as a person that's a good guy at heart, you want people to think and feel good things about you at all times, especially when that's who you are, to your core. So it would be a shame if people walk around thinking that I'm some diva or, looking for attention or whatever it is that they think that's not accurate. So it does bother me to a certain extent, but I got to this point in my life by not caring truly what people think about me and not letting that, have any bearing on how I move forward. So again, I'll love if you think good things, but if you can't take a deep enough dive and be realistic enough with even the small amounts of evidence you have about my situation, if you can't take that and make sense of it, why I feel the way I do, or I made the decisions I made, or, certain calls were made, then that's not the opinion that I care about anyway. Like at the end of the day, like if I'm making really bad decisions out there and you got people out here talking bad about me, well then, they justified in feeling these ways. So, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna walk around, with my arms crossed, pissed off at them because I'm making those decisions. At the end of the day, all I've done is try to find happiness and try to find a way to win and enjoy this game that, I grew up loving and has presented me with so much. So I've been trying to just compliment the game the way it's complimented me. Unfortunately, in order to do so, I've had to detach from certain organizations, and it may have even happened a little nastier than what I would have liked. It was never intended to be anything, malicious or negative. It was always supposed to be a smooth transition, which is why I think that the Raiders one irritates me the most, because that wasn't because of me at all. Having conversations with you, obviously I can have those conversations and off camera we can really get into the nitty gritty, but doing that on camera just presents a whole nother issue for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we're definitely respectful of it all, but RC started everything off. He said, potential future Hall of Famer. And I totally 1000% agree with that. In recent years, we've seen the instability in which you were just talking about, right? Do you think that watered down your entire body of work? Because your trajectory was here, right? And then the multiple changes, people start questioning and wondering, what's going on. Do you think those changes watered down your body of work? And with that instability, how do you find internal stability?
Well, I could answer the second part first. I find the internal stability because at the end of the day, there's logical human beings out there like myself that are basing how they feel off of real things. You know what I mean? And when you sit down and I've mentioned this before, I think I talked about it with Shannon on his show, where I said, I would personally love to invest to get this going, where I put however much money we need to put to this, where the fans, everybody on the outside can almost see the way that I'm operating, the way we are operating in the league day in and day out. And then choose your favorite player from there. See how he works, see how he go and abuse players, every single time he get out there. Like, we're not picking and choosing, we putting in real work, which is what has led to the success and why it's grown. And it went from being, young Davante getting in the league, to this point where, y'all are making, statements like that. It's not by accident. Right. And the reality is, regardless of what the circumstances have been for the past few years, 1-7 has still put it on tape regardless. Last year was, a really, really weird year, but that was 1,100 yards and 8 tugs missing a month and switching teams.
Hey, that gets people paid big money too.
Yeah.
That plays 17 games.
That right there, if you play 17 games with that average, the average person, I mean, that's a breakout year. But now it's Davante, so now he's on the decline and he's not in his prime. It's all this other shit that is not real. You know what I mean? So again, you can't let emotion trump the work and the body. And I'm not even trying to go off the body. I'm talking about what's happening today. Like what's about to happen in an hour when we get out there on that field. Like that type of work, that type of confidence, because that's the way that I prepare. And I vow to only put a certain type of product on tape. So when you go really watch the film whether that's in practice, like I said, if the world was to be able to just, have a bird's eye view of what I'm doing, they would see that and hopefully respect it if they got any sense. And I'm gonna continue to do that as long as I'm playing.
Right.
And the moment that I can't go out there, this is how I truly feel. The moment that I cannot go out there and decide when I'm gonna impose my will on somebody, I won't be playing no more, because my pride, like you talk about pride, like my pride too is I got too much of it to get out there and just have somebody putting their hands on me, like, and it's because it was just a one-off. Like if that's what's happening to me, then just tell me, hey Tay, go and tap my shoulder, get up out here.
Turn on the tape is what he's translated. You sound like me. Just turn on the goddamn tape.
That's why these people recording, bruh.
Yeah, they record.
That's what my receiver coach, sorry to cut you off, Edgar Bennett. If somebody get out there tripping on tape, they be like, I don't know why this boy acting like they ain't recording. Everything is filmed, bro. It's not one play that I have in my career that you can't go look up.
Yeah.
And the same all last year, same thing. It was put on tape. Bad circumstances, a lot of lost games in the last 3 years, but it's been a lot of production, and I stand on that.
I say the list. I ain't a big list guy.
Mm-hmm.
But you creeping down that list. 32 years old, okay. 12th year.
Now let me ask you this: how many times have those lists? So the first time I wasn't on the list and then I was on it. How did I get on that list?
Bowling.
Did them not have me on it have a bearing on how I went out and played and was able to affect the game?
No.
Not at all, and it will never. And that's the type of dude that I am right now. You could tell me you think I'm a horrible father. I'm not gonna go home and beat my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, or be an amazing dad. I gotta put the action to do whatever it is that to get that accomplished. Yeah. So that's really all that. Like, that's all that drives me is me. I'm chasing myself. I'm not worried about no lists. I'm not worried. I've been on the top of them. I've been off of them. I think I was 112 out of 116 on them PFF lists my second year in the league. And then I was one for however many years straight from there. Yeah. So like that ain't gonna make me go ball, and it ain't gonna make me suck out there either. So. But
when you see them puppies though, them Jamars and them Jettas and them,
I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them. At the end of the day, I'm so secure. You know what? The most secure human being that I can think of on the TV media side, this man right here. Mm-hmm. I feel like we connect because of certain qualities like that. Like, that's how I feel like I am in real life. You can say whatever you want. You can even come for me. That don't mean it's gonna get to me. You know what I'm saying?
Line it up.
Line it up. Well, not wasn't even saying that. I'm talking about you could be, you or SVP, whoever can say whatever. That ain't gonna have nothing to do with how I move and go about my business at the end of the day.
Tay, what I love is, before we got cool and got a chance to sit down with you the first time, like, you don't really know a person, right? You could see them talk. We had messaged back and forth, texted a little bit. And then when I got around you, I was like, oh, he just like me. Like, he like us. I get it. And I watched you be quiet. I watched film where you beat doubles and the ball doesn't come to you. I watched plays where you could affect the game, but there's just an impossibility of you getting that opportunity. And I watched the scoreboard in those games. After the game, though, I didn't hear things like, I got to get out of here. I didn't hear things like, they're not getting me the ball. But how frustrating is it to know you're still that Davante and it'd be an impossibility for you to show the world?
That's a fantastic question, and I'll answer that by saying this. That's the main reason why I felt like I needed to leave the Raiders. It was a childhood dream of mine, and I wish it was another word that goes further than dream, because being from the Bay, all my family being from the Bay, growing up East Palo Alto, being a Raider, like if I would have got drafted to the Raiders, like at that time, obviously I'm more than grateful for my opportunities in Green Bay, but like my family would have literally, the whole hood, everything would have lost their mind. Me getting an opportunity to go there, like that was crazy. I thought it was over. Like once I was 8 years in Green Bay, like I didn't know if I could play 8 years, let alone, have a chance to go somewhere, and have an impact on a team like that. So that was the main reason why I felt like I had to get out of there. I can't be in a situation where I'm year 11, 9, 10, 11, whatever it is, and the reason why I'm not getting off is not because of me. I could easily be in year 10, whatever plus, and Father Time come get me, because that's natural. That's gonna happen, and I'm not gonna always be able to play the way that I can play now, or whatever the case may be. But let it be because of that, not because of any other external factors. This game is too hard. It's too many variables, so I try to be the control variable as much as possible, right? Get open every time, hold my teammates accountable, do what I can individually to make sure that this whole thing can work. Because when I run a comeback and I get open, catch the ball, it ain't just because I beat my guys, because they held up. The ball, he looked at me, he threw it to me accurately, all these things that come together. So I started feeling like a sense of helplessness, I guess you could say, where typically when I'm walking around warm-ups, I'm walking around like I own that place. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I can see people looking at me, and I love it. Like, that type of attention and like one of the DC for the Raiders used to walk by and warm up, slap my hand every time and say, "Box office." They came to see you. And when he was just say that shit would just get like my blood going, bro, to the point where I was like, I need to go sit down somewhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like that's my whole mindset, is I just want to be able to be me until, he decided, not anybody else.
I love that.
Channing mentioned a decline on the list, but all I see is an incline. You last year against my old team, you hit 100 career touchdowns. Everybody always do stuff against my team, by the way. But you're climbing up that list, top 10 all time. You and Mike, you guys are racing to the front. How did that feel to eclipse that mark? And where do you go from here?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I was salty he beat me to it. I was aware where we were, and I think I was like one above him. Yeah. And then I missed him 3 games, and I was sitting here watching him every game, and this fool just started coming, just getting him. I'm like, damn. But Mike is one of them dudes that I just got so much respect for, man. And
same
I feel
draft class, right? Same class.
And I think we were looked at very similarly until all the drama started happening, and then I started turning into like some dude that, was a diva somehow to the world, whereas 8 years worth of just no drama and everything was just smooth and quiet. And then, the things that happened, life happened, the league happened to us, and we had to roll with the punches from there. But yeah, it's an awesome thing anytime you can be mentioned with the greats, and anytime you look at a list and you recognize every name around you, and those people got jackets on. Mm-hmm. Like that's an amazing feeling. So it allows you to kind of appreciate where you at, but I'm trying to get to 200, even though we ain't gonna get there, but we got it on mind.
But he said we sit down with you, saying a couple years ago, and we you see a dude, you vibe with a dude, mm-hmm. and you cool, you ain't no diva at all. I know some goddamn divas now. You ain't no diva at all, but through everything you were quiet.
Yeah.
So then that's when people paint the picture that they want to paint.
Yeah.
If you would have came out and told your side, even from my side, because I'm sitting back watching it, knowing you, I'm like, no, that ain't, like, y'all telling this dude that, like, he a cool guy.
Yeah.
Why would you stay silent through those times when you do have the avenues, you do have the reach to tell your side of the story?
I personally am not somebody that's looking for validation. So like I say, at the end of the day, I do want you to think good things, but if you're not logical enough to see the things that are glaring, in my opinion, I'm not gonna sit here and just hold a press conference to, apologize and explain. Like, at the end of the day, it's my life. It ain't hurting nobody around me or in the world. All the people that got an issue with what's going on and the moves I've had to make, those people have no saying and they have no skin in the game. So at the end of the day, like, why would I explain to you? I explain to my people. All my people know what, all the reasoning that is going into what I've done. But as far as getting on TV or standing in front of the podium and explaining that, like, I'd rather get on here and explain it with y'all and talk about that type of stuff, because this is my environment for that, But get on ESPN and trying to tell people that, this and that, like that's not really my style.
Hey, fellas, I ain't even gonna lie, man. This training camp tour low-key got me getting in shape. But, man, eating is so difficult. It's been cool, though, that we've had the cassava on the road with us. We've been able to use it, able to put it in the shaker and get everything you need. And, like, I was like, man, shoot, I ain't vegan. But it's been perfect because you actually don't have to be to enjoy cassava and for it to help you.
Yeah, man, I've been fueling my game with cassava. 25 grams, 100% plant-based protein. Like you said, RC, I might not be able to eat a whole breakfast or lunch, but I can get everything I need right in there in cassava shake.
It's crazy. They got a ton of flavors. Have y'all seen the new flavor, the strawberry?
Yeah.
It's like the MVP for me. That's been my cheat sheet. Look, I'm looking good.
You got to go to Kachava.com. That's KACHAVA.com. And the code word is pivot. You know we're going to watch out for y'all. The code word pivot, 15% off. Man, y'all go get y'all some Kachava.
Your family is still growing, you know? And I think it's so cool, man, to see your joy in it. Just in following you, you know, it's like off season, it's the golf course and the babies.
Mm-hmm.
What has it been like, man, as you've gotten older in this league, more mature, and starting to understand that that's that true legacy for you? How much did that help when the world outside of your home seemed chaotic?
Yeah, man. I mean, the kids. I think most people that got kids would probably agree with this. It just simplifies so much for you. It goes from you know, caring and thinking that certain things matter to where it's almost like something just happens in your body to where you just begin to focus on the things that truly matter, you know? And I felt like I was a secure person. And then once I had kids, it just reinforced all of that and made it even easier for me to just lock in and make the main thing the main thing. Mm-hmm. And as far as like just golf and, you know, family travel, like I was talking to Saquon, I had him, like, I think it was the week after they won the bowl, he came out to Vegas and we played Shadow Creek and we was rapping. I remember sitting on hole 13 with him. And he asked me on the green, he was like, what would you attribute like your success to? Just like being able to do this at the level you have for so long. And I just said, man, I simplified this. I made it simple where it's so many things that I can't control on the outside and, you know, all of the things that I have to do that maybe some things I do want to do, some things I don't. But me simplifying that and just making it where I know the things that I want to get out and do and then travel, be with my family. I don't have a million hobbies. My brain's not all over the place. It's here, and then when I'm at home, it's there. When I'm on the course, it's there. You know, and I tell my wife, just call me if you really need me out there because I'm trying to lock in and right. Separate from everything. And yeah. I feel like the people that have learned to compartmentalize, those are people that can last in whatever it is that they do.
Yeah. I know you're a Jordan guy. You gonna help LeBron with his swing?
With his swing? Hey, to be honest, Bron's swing right now is a lot better than mine was when I was just starting. So I don't know. He might, and it's Bron at the end of the day. He gonna figure it out. Yeah. He got enough money to make it all work. So
I was gonna ask you, talk about the babies. Do you have a number you want to hit? Because you figured out how to make a baby.
Oh, I done hit it.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I'll show you this text. I was sitting there on the BFR. It's like this recovery in there after we lifted earlier. It was in special teams, so I was in there getting a little recovery, and wifey said, well, how's the day going? So I sent her a picture of me with my legs up in the BFR. And she said, what is that? Because it's straps or whatever around your legs, and it looked like it's strapping you to the table. And I said, she said, what the hell? Why are you strapped to the table? I said, vasectomy. She said, I'll kill you. I said, I'll kill you.
But it only takes 15 minutes, man. Smooth transition.
I might do it myself in a minute, make sure.
Hey,
you can join the club,
you ain't gotta say nothing. You gotta be like, man, I don't know what's wrong. Like it's been happening, but it ain't happening. Right.
Yeah, that's part of it. Hey, I asked the guys yesterday when we were driving in the car, going, making our trip to our next team. Mm-hmm. So I asked the guys yesterday, 3 players that they have a bias towards for this season that they want to see do absolutely phenomenal. And 1 player, kind of like their sneaky link, one player that they want to see do well. And their sneaky link was Aaron Rodgers. Both of them.
That's a good one.
They're sneaky link.
First off,
you gotta be sneaky.
I want them to shut their ass up so bad.
By the way, it's supposed to be sneaky. The world is not supposed to know I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, so I shouldn't have said it.
That was on the car drive, dog. You asked me in
the locker room combo.
The good thing is, this is the good thing
You're
is.
You're doing me like academics.
Nah, oh boy, that's ugly. We own the show, and we have a dope fucking producer who can chop it up. So it's like, it's all in her hands. But no, for me it was Trevor Lawrence, right? Mm-hmm. Shador Sanders. I want it because a lot of talk out there. You're my third person now. Yesterday was different, but you're my third guy now. And my sneaky, shut up, RC.
It's a lot of people. It's all good. It's a lot of people in the league.
And my sneaky is Cam Ward because he's in the Jaguars division.
Yeah. I
want to see him do well, being the first pick, black guy, all that stuff. But I want them to lose.
Yeah.
I frame it to ask you that question. The 3 guys you want to see do well, and
very good question.
Maybe you're sneaky.
Well, I'll say 1, Travis Hunter. I want to see Travis Hunter do his thing because he got a lot just going on. He's been in the media a lot, whether it's personal life or whatever. And it seemed like, I mean, he's just so young at the end of the day. We forget, like, you see these dudes making money now and on TV and damn near more celebrity than some NFL players. Right. But he's somebody that I don't know if he was really ready to deal with all of that attention that came his way because it got a little negative. Not on by his fault at all. So I didn't really like that. So I would say him, and that's not a sneaky one. That's one that I love to see him going ball, whether it's offense or defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna link up in London this year.
We played him in London, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay, just not that game. Number 2, sake of time, I'm gonna throw Aaron in there right now. Just I don't want to. Obviously I'll put him in regardless, but I want to. That's a good one. I think Aaron, just similar to me, like a little bit of a media storm that kind of that discounted a lot of what we did, and I think that's real unfair, just based off of who he is. At the end of the day, me seeing some of the comparisons between is it him or this dude, and I'm like, are y'all serious right now? Yeah. So I can't stand no more of that.
Right.
So we go Travis Hunter, Aaron Rodgers, and then number 3.
This was tough to get it to third. It's the hardest one.
If I really thought about this, I could probably, with a little bit more time, I could probably think of something that would hit my heart a little bit more. Right. But right now, I would say just based off the situation and me coming in here and people leaving, I'll say Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a big Cooper Kupp fan, and it would have been awesome for us to all play together. It's just obviously team is not big enough for all of that. Yeah. Definitely not the salary cap. Yeah, footballs too. Yeah, that's for sure. So I'll say those 3.
You brought up Travis Hunter because my thing with Travis, we had Travis on the show. Bro, it's crazy how athletic he is.
Such a
ridiculous,
sweet kid.
Stupid. Yeah. But going to lock up you next series, now going to run routes against the Rams defense, and then going to lock up you. Can somebody do that in the league? In college, he did it, but my whole thing, I think he can do it, but I don't know if he can play. That's 120, 130 snaps a game.
I don't even think it's possible to do for real, not at a high level, and then go in there. It's hard enough to go cover a punt and then be on one side, and I haven't done it. I'm not acting like I'm on kickoff or punt, but I see the dudes, and I know you got your guys, and you see the yardage of my yardage over the game versus somebody that starts on offense and then plays special teams as well. Like, that's just a lot of mileage, man. And I don't know how long. I'm not even concerned so much if he can do it over the course of a game or a season. It's more like, how long is his career gonna be if he's playing that many snaps? Because all you're doing is doubling your risk for injury, one. Right. And I don't wish any of that on him. I hope that he can play an injury-free season and go ball out. But I mean, that's just the reality. The more you're on the field, it's already 100% injury guarantee. Yeah. Once you get out there playing both sides, and now you got to tackle. Yep. You got to tackle Derrick Henry. With that frame, he's athletic as hell, but the athleticism, he better do some ninja shit if he want to use that to get him down. Yeah, it's a lot of football to play.
Yeah. Man, just looking at sort of the difference in the way you moved around in Green Bay and then what I've seen over the last few years. Now you're back with an offensive mind who understands that, putting you in places to succeed. And when we were talking outside, he was like, shit, he's the leverage killer, right? We watched you, me and you, like two nerds. Right. We sitting together watching a damn film on the phone, right? Talking about leverage and coverages. And
remember we had Cup on. Yeah. We asked him about Sean McVay. He was like, no, it's different.
Yeah.
And so for you, I know how you work, right? You're going to be in the present day. How do I perform here? What's that look like here with Sean McVay, with Puka Nacua, with a great run game, with a young running back in Williams who can really go, with a young defense that flat out hunts? You said you're trying to go win that ring. What makes you think this is a place that could happen?
It starts from the top down, man. And anytime you got some of the most solid people are upstairs like that. And I've been fortunate to be in some buildings with that going on, but when it's just so solid, all of the people, it's just like a different feel of true confidence in the building too. Even, we started the OTA phase. It wasn't like, let's see if we can kill these dudes day one with the conditioning test and, let's separate the boys from men. It's a team thing. understanding that we, not everybody was combine training over the course of the offseason, and what we're trying to do is continue to ascend versus having setbacks because we want to try to go, 150s on the first day. So just seeing how they handle business there, the feeling in the weight room, the feeling in the classroom, the conversations that we have, player to coach, coach to coach, player to player. Like, it just feels like it's not real a little bit, Like, it feels like it's just so smooth. Every day's been smooth, and it's football. So, as the season goes on, we're going to have injuries. There's going to be some adversity, and I'm sure, I won't agree with everything Sean says, and he won't agree with everything I say or do. But that's not what football is. So at the end of the day, I'm not hunting, a perfect, situation. I want the right situation, and I want something that's going to allow me to, play to my full potential. And if I have everything around me that allows that, then that just makes it easier.
When I went to Pittsburgh, Chris Hope was the safety there. He was drafted there. They had won a Super Bowl. Everybody loved them. And they didn't talk to me for like an entire offseason, right? Like, I had to work my way in to being a Steeler and one of their guys. And eventually they told me, it was like, we was just mad C. Hope was gone. You mentioned Cooper Kupp already. Like, he's a guy who wins a Triple Crown here, is a Super Bowl MVP. Like, those things matter.
Yeah.
In the offseason, Sean put up a video of like, I just want to show you who we have, though, right? And that felt very intentional for me, right? Because it's like, we love the guy that's no longer here, but we're gonna love this guy too. When Sean put that video up, what was your thoughts about the intentionality of that?
Well, first off, I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world. Like, it was so different from what you would see in most buildings. Like, and for me, I thought it was super cool because obviously each team I've been to, like, the respect that I've gotten has been like, through the roof. So I appreciate that from every team. But it's one thing, as you were saying, like, people starting to think like I'm falling or, I'm not the same player. So it's one thing to have this name come in the building, we got Davante Adams and everybody kind of know who the guy is, but it's different when they show you what he just did. Like, this is not like I'm showing you like a career highlight tape. This is last 4 games of the year, 5 games, clips of, and that's basically what it was, like the most recent stuff, a little bit against them as well. And just the way he just talked about that and, empowered me to the team like that. Like, I didn't need that because, like I say, I'm not looking for that. But you could almost see it in the team's face too. Like, as the clips were playing, first of all, like the first half of it, I'm watching it like it's actually taped. Like, they had the camera on me. I was like looking at the screen, like locked in. And then I started like looking around the room, and I'm looking at Matthew like, like doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, like look at the next dude, and he like pointing at somebody, tapping him, like looking. I'm like, so that allows the guys to buy in different and like you say, like their guy was Cooper. So not that they were gonna have anything against me, because I'm, they all know it's football, but at the end of the day, it still helps the mending process and just getting to know the guys and just being around them.
I mean, here it goes again, bro. The training camp tour. We're in one city this day, another city the next, and somehow we got to get these things shipped out. So you got to know, like, life can be chaotic, but in the chaos, there's someone like ShipStation for you. Because you know what? When life is going crazy, if you're in charge of order fulfillment for e-commerce, ShipStation can keep your day-to-day calm.
E-commerce is where it's going. Everybody's want to do that. ShipStation got you. Print labels, make it easy. We do it all the time. We do it as businesses, and that's where it is. And ShipStation has now figured out a way to make everything easier.
We're always on the road, so it allows us to go out during this training camp tour and just do our thing, man, so we can just create great content for you guys. ShipStation does the rest for us.
Hey, man, you know how it is with the pivot. We always have to ship something, and we're lucky to have ShipStation to simplify everything and help us with all of our shipping needs.
Yeah, you're talking about simplifying it, man. I've watched our team with the click of a button create labels, and that was done.
Bro, you talking about proof? 130,000 companies use their e-commerce through ShipStation, and 98% of those companies, including the pivot, stick with ShipStation when you're there for a year. They know what they're doing.
Switch to ShipStation today.
Man, y'all gotta go to ShipStation.com/pivot to sign up for a free trial today. That's ShipStation.com/pivot.
Leadership. Do you wait to things get intense to say, look, I'm a leader, this is who I've been, or did that automatically follow you in the building?
No, I mean, it's right out the gate, to be honest. Like, I'm not coming in screaming and just doing a whole lot of talking, but it starts with leading by example, obviously. So I come in and I try to, I don't know if you've seen Puka talking about the other day, him asking me to go and lead the drills. When I come in, like, I had more of like a reserved, as far as how I would assert myself, like physically, like coming in, I'm not gonna bump people out of line and do all this. So I let him lead the drills all throughout OTAs, and organically, as he was, in a different spot or whatever, I step up there. But if we were all together, I didn't want him to feel like I was coming in being the old head, kicking him to the side.
Right.
And the way that he's dealt with it and embraced me being here, just taking advantage of what I know and my own expertise, because I've looked at this a different way than a lot of people have, Fred. So I try to communicate that to him, and the more I can articulate that the reason why I'm able to have consistent success is because of calculations, not just by chance, it makes it more attainable in their mind, to where they're not looking at it like, oh, that's just the great, like, being able to do that. I say, no, I'm winning on this route because pre-snap, based off his leverage, I know what I'm presented with. So now I know the coverage. So if the defense knew what the play we were running every single time, surely they could go make a lot more plays. So that's essentially what I'm doing. So when I come in, just teaching, learning, and we kind of more in the classroom vocally as we out there as a team. Like, as a team, the things go on and guys see me work, like that just kind of helps your ability to be vocal in those situations. Because if you come in just yelling at people, telling them to do this, or, hey, I didn't like that release, whatever, they, even if you're right about whatever, they're not gonna receive it the same way.
Right.
And I try to be aware of that so that I can be the best leader I can.
And they still know about Terminator mask. That's always official.
Know. Oh, that come out. That I usually can't get through the first week without bringing that one up. Yeah, we got to get to that.
Hey, Tay, great leader, great teacher, great husband, Hall of Fame player. You be garbage in them goddamn Taco Bell commercials.
Stop.
Bruh, I can tell you reading.
You the first.
This is my house. Thank you.
See,
You think you a good actor?
Chan, you so full of shit. I ain't never read a screen, a teleprompter, not one time. That's 1-7 when you see it on there right there. They give me that thing, I go like this. Okay. And then we just sit there and then we finesse it. By the way, we got a new round coming up. 2 more commercials I just filmed about a month ago, so
it is.
You're gonna like them. That's just me finessing, bro.
That's you finessing?
I know I got a talent. You ain't got to appreciate it. Appreciate
But
it.
that's the LA. That's
Is
that the Hollywood or whatever? Because you ride up smooth in a little golf cart.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have got me a little burrito wrap and a little chalupa shit because of you.
Cheaters don't get chicken, man. You gotta make sure they know that.
That's real talk. Fred mentioned the Terminator mask, and I remember getting older and still being able to play, and it was some things were dropping off, but the understanding, the anticipation, the ability to study, all of those things were heightening, and it met at a point where I could still really produce, right? And that was what was important for you now, though, Tay. What's the most important thing for you? What is your priority every time you step on the field?
It's really, it doesn't really come to one thing for me. It's really, like, I've become who I am, really locking in on all the details from the top to the bottom. So it's the ins and outs of the release. It's the vertical express. It's the break. It's really just a marriage of everything. I don't pick and choose when it comes to how I play this position, and I think a lot of people do. And I've even asked people at the Pro Bowl, like, I'll go there and ask one of the corners, what's the difference between me and such, and he say, every time I play against you, every rep, I know we gonna get that work. Like, it's every single time. It's not, you're not gonna pick and choose, decide you're not gonna give me a good release this time or whatever. Like, they know that I'm applying pressure. So I would say just the consistent approach in general is what I'm focused on, and that won't ever leave. The physical part, I won't be able to be who I am, into the day I die. But as long as I can approach it like that and work to still stay on top of every single part of my game, continue to improve on releases when I'm known as the release man, like, that's where I feel like you gain an edge, when you don't have weaknesses. Like, I've never been a burner. I've never claimed to be. but I'm not any slower than I was when I got in the league or when I was in year 4 or whenever you thought I was fastest. I'm moving around at the same pace with more savvy. So in my mind, I'm truly getting better. Getting better to the world is having more yards every year. So they may not agree at all times, but that's also the thing that's kind of lost in the league now is when I got in the league or a little bit before that even, the best receiver wasn't who had the most yards. It wasn't who did the best. Right. It's about what they're doing because you look at targets, the way you're getting the ball, you know, where on the field. It's so many things that, like I talked about, so many different things that factor into how you can impact the game. So to say that a man had 14 and the next man has 16 and he's better than him, that's not what I'm looking at. It's not about the stats. If I can go out there and put it on tape and abuse a guy across from me as much as possible, the number's gonna come. So that's not something that I'm sitting here like, okay, let's get 100 today. Like, who decided 100 is the benchmark for a good game? You know what I mean? I'm trying to do whatever it means with the amount of opportunities that I had that day.
I talked to Matt LaFleur last week, and he was talking about you and Aaron. He was like, man, you know, they just did so many great things. He said there were games and other people may have singles. Davante's doubled and Aaron still felt like he could go to him. Are you still that guy that 1-7's doubled, but I'm Matthew Stafford and I could still go to him?
100%. I mean, we don't, and I feel like everybody should be this way, especially if you have a special quarterback and any type of special receiver. You can't let the coverage talk you out of, you know, what you're trying to get accomplished. Let the execution of the coverage do that, not what they're running. You can run cloud. If you want to be a soft corner and be at 8 yards, why not run a hitch and catch it in front of them? You know, so that's how we approached it. Me and Aaron were like, make them play it right. I can't tell you how many touchdowns I had where they were inside out in me, but the dude didn't want to show that has outside shade, so he's 2 head up. And now, well, guess what, dummy? This dude's staring me down, so I already see it, so I can kill you. And now it's basically I'm beating one person because he's inside. Yeah. And now you're right in front of me instead of being outside. Right. Now, at a time that is executed right, surely I shouldn't get the football. And that's when we have a team like Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell and you know, 8-9 get out there and now you're in trouble because we got a lot of people you got to account for.
Quickly, but how long does that take? For that conversation, like that thought where you could look, because I played Moss and Brady in, what was that, 08 when they had 50 and 28? Well, they get 8 seconds, he look over and Brady would smile, and Moss would nod his head, and it was fucking toast.
Oh, yeah.
It was nothing could happen. How long does that take to get that? Because you and Matt just got together, and Matt ain't playing, he had the back soreness, whatever, he ain't playing a lot. How long does that take to get that just looking at somebody?
It takes time. It definitely takes time. It takes, because the reality is this, you running a route and you double, on paper, you should go to the single right away, right? Like that should be what you do. But I think when you have a situation like what we have, you got to kind of get used to it because we have had reps where, you know, in OTAs when I was out there with him or, you know, past few days with Jimmy where I'll beat the double or the bad leverage. And on paper, I wasn't supposed to be able to. So when they look back over, they might throw it and then look and see I won. And they're like, what? And you know, I'm not
get used to you winning.
Yeah, you got to get used to that. But there's also something to be said about not staying with that. You can't just bank on that all day because it is a double team. At the end of the day, it's going to be twice as hard to get open. I mean, it should be. So the fact that I'm not getting the ball every time when I'm doubled or if I have horrible leverage and I beat it, like that's why, like you say, you see me on tape just kind of rolling with the punches, and it is because it is what it is. Like I'm not the quarterback. I can't decide that, but when he does throw it. That's why I'm winning like that, so that I can hopefully do that as much as possible to where when he does look, boom, we got to play.
You're 32, right?
Yeah.
Your coach 39.
Yep.
Yeah. You gonna look like this when you're 39?
I mean,
what he doing? He walk around all the time with his shirt off?
No, that man be in that weight room bright and early. Look, my goal is my first year out, I'm gonna just bulk up just because I want to hold that standard. Like I want that to be like, okay, like
he
exactly. So this is how I look, and this is how I'm most likely gonna walk around the rest of my life because in my mind, I feel like that's like the biggest flex you can have. Like forget the car and all that shit. Like how do you look? And how do you feel? What's your health like? So if I could walk around at 50 years old, you just need a little fine tuning. We'll get you there.
Hey, Tay, man, I always appreciate your time.
Sir.
You know that, man. I'm just excited for you this year, bro, because I tell people, when you play this game, winning is happiness. Winning is fun. Winning is joy. And no matter how well you play individually, if you're in a space where you feel like you can't reach the ultimate goal, then you're not playing this game while you started. So, man, I look forward to watching you, bro. I appreciate your time again, man. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all, man.
No doubt.
Always.
Hey, Chan, why you hate on that man acting, bro?
Bro, he be.
That man got Taco Bell.
I already told him. I said, Chan gonna say something. He gonna hate, do
Yeah,
something.
you know he always hates, dog.
Appreciate
How much you weigh right now, Tay?
203. Yeah.
Lean, bro.
But I'm like,
No, I already know you lean, bro.
You don't want to put my shirt up.
Nah.
I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, that 12
Hey,
pack
I saw
shit
you
gonna
work
be.
when you was in Cabo.
yeah.
I saw you
see,
working out.
Yeah.
I
Get
don't
it.
know.
I was out there with Sadie's.
You must wake up early though, because you on the golf course at 8.
Oh yeah, no, 7:30. And then right from that, came back in, threw the shorts on, and we go get it in while wifey in the pool with the kids, and it was like 50 yards from me. Get it in, and I go join them after that.
Who all live in that neighborhood? Tell you where you live at. Huh? Wait. Now this not a vacation like rental he going to.
Cabo.
This his house.
Cabo.
Yeah, this is his house now, Freddie T.
There's an old saying on
It
this show.
ain't too many people, just like LeBron, Mav, Peyton.
Can't hide money. It's hard to hide that money, Tay.
I got 3 more words. I ain't trying. Appreciate y'all for that.
Hold up, limitless. Take a stomach, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On this vision, I can trust. Limitless. Take a stomach, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up.